Damn, I should have grabbed the Bev. I was just finishing up a little salad. As now, now that I got a new job, my broadcast schedule is a little bit different than it used to be. But anyway, wanted to give some time. Really, Godfather couldn't give me a recap yesterday. I had a bunch of shit going on. I had to do some other stuff for the pod. So I said, perfect, let's push it to today. We'll do the recap today, and hopefully this hurricane holds off until about 7:30. Fuck, just give us 6 innings. Let us play 6 innings tonight. Let's get this game in so we can play next week, no problem. But we'll see. Hopefully that dome over Martell holds up. But yeah, let's get right into it. I mean, Jesus, whatever. I'm fake news. I'm a fucking witch trial. I don't know, whatever. Just get my shit pushed in left and right lately, and yeah, it is what it is. Here we go. Let's start with the first game of the night that forced the game 3, Buckley versus Monahan. As you recall, game 1, Monahan beat Buckley in a rather disappointing performance from Buckley, I guess you would say. And, well, let's see what OC had to say about this. Buckley Disposal came into the night with their backs against the wall, needing a W to keep their season alive. After getting called out by Hall of Fame gambler Pete Rose, the Buckley boys delivered in a convincing way, and Jesus, did they ever. Buckley came out with 6 in the top of the first and never looked back. After hitting back-to-back solos in the second, Buckley took a 9-3 lead into the third and wouldn't allow another run the rest of the night. Ow. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Player of the game was Phil, who was dialed in, hitting a 2-run homer, 2 doubles off the fence. Kyle Poisson didn't surrender a walk all night and was able to keep the Monahan bats quiet. Buckley wins game 2, 22-3 in 6 innings. So I know the game was quick, but damn, I didn't realize it was that quick. Jim with OC said, hey, there's not much to really recap. I didn't realize it was that bad of a beating because I was trying to leave Monday night pretty quickly after being at the Plex for about 40 of the previous 48 hours. But that's a big one. That's a big game. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it happens tonight. Just keep an ear out. But I think this hurricane, tropical storm, whatever the fuck it is now, is going to probably have other plans for us. But we'll see. That's the only game tonight. Moving on to A&D Boomers. StubHub didn't want to send a recap. I told him. I said, hey, boo-boo, want to send some highlight shit for me? I was too busy taking BP, getting ready for my game. Can you send me something? I said, no problem. I got nothing. Got nothing from them. It's all right. No big deal. I know they're not happy with the way they've been playing lately. Or not lately, in that series. They beat Boomers 18-8 for a team that was running around yelling and really chirping a lot about don't want to pick Boom Boom, don't want to pick Boom Boom. I don't know. Looks like they picked an okay team. Game 1 was probably a little light, and then game 2, well, Andy took care of them. They beat them by 10, 18-8. It sounded like, or looks like the A&D defense tightened up a little bit. Through that middle, you have Dustin on the mound, Pope over the middle, or short. Yeah, Timmy out in center. Like, pretty great middle there. But they got that big motherfucker on the corners. Kyle Hamill on third, and then you got that big goddamn mountain over at first. So it's gonna be a tough team, and they're gelling. They got the it factor, if you will, where it's just really boys being boys, having fun, not yelling at umpires. Seems to be a fucking theme of mine lately. But anyway, I digress. Allegedly, hypothetically, hearsay wise. But yeah, no. So that's a big one. A&D is sitting in the 1 spot, and they have their choosing of the game times for whenever we play again. I'm assuming they're going to take the 7 o'clock game. But but or whatever time we're playing. But we'll figure that out as we move along. There's no schedule out yet, as we do not know. The only thing A&D knows is that they are playing either Monahan or Peterson. That's it. That's all they know. So let's move on to the primetime game. Peterson versus VFW. The number 2 seed, VFW, with the second pick in the playoffs, VFW, choosing Peterson Painting, the 5 seed, and Peterson Painting painted all over the VFW this for 2 games, and that series is over. Artie was not the best, not the worst pitcher in this series, as Peterson just decided to go like some geriatric mall walkers in game 2 and just did laps and laps. It was just a walkathon. It's unfortunate we did not create a fundraiser for the amount of walks we would draw, because we would have raised some great money for some charities. But I think game 2, it was 16 walks we drew. Peterson drew 16 walks. The worst hitter in the entire lineup went 2 for 5. 2 for 5. Everybody else was over 500, over 3 for 5 and or over. I think Greg Kelly walked 4 times, went 1 for 2, but with 4 walks. So that's a 5 for 6 performance in my book. I think really the tides changed when Hartson wasn't completely on to start the game, but it was close. They put up 6 in the first, I think. We went up, put up 9. It was just back and forth all game. It was an awesome game. Hartson was hitting the ball well. We got to Hartson's point, or the lineup, I think, in the 4th inning. They pinch hit for Hartson, who I believe was 2 for 2 or 2 for 3 at that point in the game. And then they brought in Johnny to pitch, and that's where things kind of really started to separate a little bit. A lot of walks in that inning, and then got to Josh Lee, and Josh Lee murdered a grand slam. And that kind of was where it pulled it away. We were up 6 going into the top of the 7th. They scored 3, and then Nick Antall blew one out for an inning-ending home run. And only inning-ending because there's 2 outs. But my favorite chirp was Pettigrew got to first base at one point and said, "We can't control our bats." Yeah, we hit more home runs. I think we hit more home runs for outs than they did in the series, but we won the series. So, yeah, we were trying to throw you guys cookies, right? You knew Antall at some point was going to blow one out, but he hit one out earlier in the game, and god damn, I love when he pimps a home run. Antall might be my favorite guy to watch pimp a home run. It's just absolutely entertaining as hell. He just Cadillacs it and puts the seat back and just, lets the low rider go. So, good series. I was happy, obviously. My team, happy we won. But both games were 3-run games. When we were away, we won by 3, and then home won by 3. So, great series, great season for VFW. But let's move on to the West Coast game where you had, this is what I was waiting for. I haven't even opened it up yet. Garstang, the Godfather, send me a recap. Here we go. Oh, wow. There might be chapters here. We might have to take a bathroom break. I don't know. In game 2 of this quarterfinal matchup, Regional squared off against NHI, and the Siders were hoping to fend off elimination. Regional was able to play with 10 in this one, despite missing a certain third baseman. Regional shut the Irrigators down in the first before they came to the plate. Snacks got the scoring started with an RBI base hit. He was followed up by a trio of RBI doubles from Craig Longy, Chad Lawrence, and Jeff Sanderson. 5-0 Regional after 1. NHI was able to get on the board after a Gersini double and a pair of sack lunches. It says sack flies, but I put the lunches in there. Brought him in to score. Regional tacked on 4 more with the help from a couple RBI knocks from Longy and RJ Burgess. 9-1 Regional. After 2, Regional was up 9-1. Jesus. The Irrigators started waking up in the third, plating 4 RBI hits from Chad LaFontaine and Grassini, as well as towering 2-run blast from Andy Lee. Regional added to their lead after Chris Rusin roped an RBI double, followed by a 2-run missile from Matt Hebert. 12-5 Regional through 3. NHI meant business just like an irrigator can. I added that. Sometimes they improv, but Godfather, you rarely have to improv a Godfather recap. NHI meant business in the 4th inning. Andy got the scoring started, hitting a laser for a bases-clearing 3-run triple. Joey V singled to bring Andy in, and Grassini stayed hot, bringing V around with a triple of his own. Garstang, Ryan Murray, and Euro Herrera also added RBI singles for a big 8-run inning. Ooh. However, the Siders took the lead right back in the bottom half with back-to-back RBI triples from Rusin, and Hebert scored 3 runs. 15-13 Regional after 4. 4 more Irrigators crossed the plate in the top of the 5th on the back of a pair of big flies from Andy Lee and Joey V. Mark Sloan also had an RBI hit. Regional wasn't able to respond after a nifty 6-4-3 double play snuffed out in any scoring threat. 17-5 Irrigators. I like that word. Nifty. It's a good word. I'm going to start using it. That was a nifty little play. NHI added 2 more on RBI hits from Bones and Ryan Scott. They were on their way to a bigger inning, but stranded the bases loaded to keep Regional right in it. Regional could only muster a run after back-to-back singles, followed by 3 flyouts. Brought RJ around on sacks. I don't know. 1916 NHI after 6. So NHI is going into the top of the 7th plus 3. NHI left the door open again in the 7th, stranding 2 more men and not scoring a run. Regional cut the lead to 2 on an RBI hit from Brian Ramsey and brought the tying run to the plate with no men out. A frozen rope up the middle from Snacks led to the play of the game as Andy Lee made a diving grab and quickly flipped the ball to first to double off Bomberg. Euro was able to get the next batter to ground out to close out the game. 1917 NHI. I was sitting on the bleachers watching this, and it was wild. It was wild. Wild ending, but it was fun. God, I got to tell you, playoff MMSSL, there's nothing better. So much fun. So hopefully tonight, 7 o'clock, we have Monahan, Buckley, game 3. Really, really, really hope this game gets off. I think the rain's supposed to start at 3. I'm just checking out the window right now. There's no rain yet. It's 12:53. The clock just changed. I'm hoping this game can get off. I'm sure Jim's hoping this game can get off. I'm sure Monahan's hoping this game can get off. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure OC is working on some type of contingency plan if the game does not get off here tonight. So that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm looking forward to the next round. Can't wait to see what the hell happens. Can't wait to see what happens tonight. Really looking forward to it. Anybody playing up in Cannon this weekend, good luck. Enjoy yourself. Sounds like it's a blast. I'll be at a drag queen show on Saturday, enjoying myself. With that, have a great one. We'll talk to you guys soon. We'll see you down at the Tell.